Hello, hello.
Hi.
Wait. Hello. You guys hear me? Good. Awesome. Thank you. So, this is a session that is in control by you guys. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask. You can open your mic. I think you have. If you have any questions, I will try my best to answer. No one has questions. You just want to listen. Okay, let me go over something that would be quick. So you guys know how to access to this file, right? Nothing really special. I try my best to include all the terms that you need to know from this course. So there are 150 of them, 153. And after you graduate from this course, you should know all these terms. You know, hopefully I meant all these terms by heart. But for the quiz, for the final exam, then you can probably just focus on the one declare as study. So on the column A, right here, there will be a number 1. If this is number 1, then that means it's a study. So if I click here, and you guys should use more filter. So let's say if you click study, click the filter, and then remove the blanks and click number 1, then you should have no more than 94. So the total is 94. Do you need to memorize all 94? Of course not. You do not need to memorize. I don't think you should even consider like memorizing this thing. First of all, it's too much. Second of all, is I rather you understand the concept. That is far more important. So let's say for equity valuation. So what kinds of valuation you can have? Discounted cash flow, market multiples, peer comparisons, liquidation value. So if I ask, I would just like, hey, what kind of valuation method? And let's say for fixed income, there should be one for fixed income. So let's say fixed income valuation. I said, hey, what kind of elements are you going to use for fixed income? Then you should choose. You should write down, hey, credit, yield to maturity dates, and coupon and principal. And that's how how you should answer. So this is how you I'm sorry, give me 1 second. So this is how you should study. You don't need to memorize everything here, but I hope the best way for you to do is understand the logic. That is correct. So if once again, if you want to tackle the quiz, of course, I hope you guys can study this 153. But if you really want to tackle the quiz, it will be labeled as number 1. And during the quiz, these 94. So you see there are 94 items here. The 94 items, there will be maybe 20 of them, 15 or 20 of them will be given as a separate piece of paper given to you on the quiz. So you don't need to memorize even formula. If this is a complicated formula, I guarantee you I will put that on the formula sheet. So basically, I don't think there will be any particular formula you need to memorize. So let's say a lot of time it's actually not even formula, but if this is some crazy formula, so let's say some formula like this, I will give it to you. But of course, if this is too complicated, I'm not going to even ask you that question. So I can pretty much guarantee you won't have this in the quiz. But why I put number 1 here, because I think this is critical. This is essential. That's why I put it number 1 here. Of course, everything here is important because 153 items. I think it's like the least I can do, and then I force myself to give only less than 100. So I only give 94 for you guys to study. And this is, I think, this is by far like the minimum I can reduce to. But in the quiz, as I said, there will be around 15 to 20 out from this 94 will be given to you as a piece of paper. And maybe someone asks you, hey, what about those without the number 1? There won't be anything without the number 1. So I just make it clear, very efficient. I'm an efficient guy. I don't want you to, I don't want to throw everything to you. So in this case, you just need to study number 1. And yeah, someone asked, hey, will everything on the quiz come from this list? And the answer is correct. You do not need to review the lecture. You do not need to review, tutorial session is different. Sorry. You do not need to review the lecture, but the tutorial session, because I don't know what Eva showed you, but her stuff is important. But if you ask my stuff, then it will be like this 94 points. But then I am pretty sure that the 94 points will cover her part. Or on the other hand, her part will definitely be in one of those 94 points notes. So it should be there will be a huge overlap with Eva and mine. But then anything that is not shown as number 1, you can ignore that for the quiz. But I hope you guys will not ignore for the course. I hope you understand what I meant. And I'll be fair. I'm not lying to you. If there's no number 1, it won't be on the it will not be on the quiz. So if I switch it, let's say if I do something like this. Everything here. So let's say there's no number 1 here. Market risk, firm specific risk. Forget it. It will not be in the exam. It will not be in the quiz. For instance, do I need to study margin call? No way. I'm not going to ask you in the quiz. So there's no number 1. So very clear. Do you need to know what dark pool is? No, you don't need. Do I need to know high frequency trading? No, you don't need that. So in this case, algorithmic trading? No, you don't need to understand this. But in case you want to learn more, then of course you're welcome. But no, it will not be in the quiz. So a lot of items are actually not in the quiz. So primary market, secondary market, Greek derivatives, put cooperative? Yes, it is. But then a lot of roles actually is not will not be liquid. So bond valuation, forget it. I'm not going to ask you bond valuation. There's no question about bond valuation, but there will be a question on bond price. So that's a two different thing. So I hope you guys understand what I mean by that. I know the Excel file I sent you is a little bit weird, but try to go with the Google Sheet here because the role is much better. Do you need to study solvency ratio? No, it is not marked as one. Do you need to study this cash flow adequacy? No. Anything like this? No. EBITDA to interest expense? Yeah, you may want to remember this this line, but again, the thing is, most of the time, if there is any calculation involved, I will give the formula to you. So let's say debt to equity. Well, you will see the formula if it is in the exam. So a lot of financial accounting ratios are not in the quiz, but I just give it to you just in case you need a reference to or anything, right? So a lot of investment portfolio performance, forget it. I'm not going to ask that question. I'm not going to ask it try-no ratio, no. But if you want to get more knowledge from the course, yes, that is for your own good benefit. Do I need to know the fundamental analysis about the current asset and current liabilities? No, not at this point, not for the quiz. So I have trimmed off 1/3 of the materials that you need to study. So I hope this is good. And feel free to spread this out to your friends or classmates. Again, I'm very transparent, and what I want to assess you is actually not your memorizational skill. I'm trying to assess you in terms of the logic, in terms of the understanding that you have about investment, and that's all I'm asking. And by the way, one good trick is, and I'm going to repeat that at the end of this conversation, trying to get yourself more familiar with some screenshots. What I meant by that is, say, let's say, hey, you got to know like your financial statement, right? I'm not saying that hey you need to know in and out, but at least you know where to look for cash flow statement, where to look for the balance sheet. So if I said, hey, what is the cash balance? Then you know you're not looking into the cash flow statement. You're not looking into the income statement. You have to look into the balance sheet. And this is like great basic, not even finance or not even investment. This is basic business 101. Where to look for some special accounting item. Once you know where to look for, it is pretty much like a mix and match, and just like your primary school, secondary school, and you just find out where the number is, and then use those numbers, a plus b, or a divided by b, or a times b, and that's it. There's very minimal calculation, and I'm talking about like using a financial calculator, not even financial calculator, simple calculator can do the work. So that will be it. So I'm open to for any questions that you can send it PM private message to me, direct message to me for anything. And so let's say let me jump to assignment number 2. All right, give me 1 second. Okay, let me check this out and this out. So you guys are able to see the file, right? I hope you guys can see this. So let me go over assignment number 2. Well, there are actually two parts out of it. For the 10 points, 5 is on the left-hand side, bonus point. 5 is for the, this one is the absolute point, and on the right-hand side, that is the relative point. So to answer the question, or to make it, to clarify the situation, so there are 10 points from the market watch. Everyone pretty much get at least 3 points, because if your P&L is like let's say here, this one is the absolute P&L, which means that there is a percentage gain or loss you have throughout the 2 months, right? If you are making more than, let's say 20% positive, you get 5 points max. 5 is max. If you lose everything, let's say 100%, you get 5 points. If you lose more than 20%, 5 points. If you make a lot of trades, but then your P&L is just between negative 5% and 5%, then you're going to get 3 to 3.5 points. So everyone will get at least 3 points. You understand? So 3 out of 5. The second one on the right-hand side, that 10 points, it is a relative performance. So this is the way I try to show it to you. What is relative, what is absolute? Absolute is exactly like you just benchmark yourself. You got 500,000. If you make $1, that will be $1 in terms of percentage. So it is on your own. But on the relative basis, you are running against 3 different benchmarks. The first one is the customized benchmark, which you guys vote for that. 50% S&P, 30% NASDAQ, or something like that. So that will be, if you outperform that benchmark, that will be 1 point. If you outperform Monkey, that will be 2 points. If you outperform Trader X, that will be 2 points. I assume that a Monkey and also Trader X actually, I think is close to 0. Can't remember what Trader X is, because this term, my friend is actually too busy to do anything. So he stays aside and didn't make much trades. And then for the benchmark, it really depends on the benchmark. If you outperform benchmark, then you get 1 point. So, and at most, if you outperform these 3 benchmarks together, then you will get the 5 points. So all these examples are here. All these examples are here. So you can see how you can make it. So let's say for those who actually make any percentage, and you can see how each one goes. So there is no. I think this is pretty straightforward. I think the 10 points here is not the most important thing. The key is this particular part here, the 15 points here. Because the 15 points, I assume that we check that. So that will be my bad. So for the if I get 10 loans or 25, if I run so someone asked this part right here, this investment project, the total of that is actually 25 points. This one right here is only 10 points. So want to make it clear. This one is only for the market watch trading, and this only consists of the 10 points. So this is not like life or death. I want to make sure you guys understand that. But the 15 points for the report, that is more important. That is the juice. Let's say even if you let's say if someone said, hey, I outperform, someone actually did it. I make a 300% return, outperform all these guys, you get 10 points. That's the max because it's 5 plus 5, right? So this is how it works. And if worst come to worst, you will get at least 3 points. So the max will get 10, the min will get 3. So you only have like 7 points difference. So at the end, it's not actually make a big difference. This will be equal to just a class participation. So it wasn't like something really, really big. But this one, the investment report, that is a 15 of investment report. So you have you have basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they have like 5 different parts right here. So forget about the organization structure, the last 10%. As long as you have a good English mastering, in good communication mastering, good essay writing, that will be fine. But then the first 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, 5. Then you do it according to the rubrics. The previous trades, again, very easy. You don't need to write out anything. You just need to do a snapshot. You don't need to copy all the trades, but as long as you mention some major, let's say major winning or major losing trades, that's good enough. Someone actually make a 60 trades per day for the last 2 months. I'm not going to check everything, right? So just give me a snapshot. Maybe you snap a sample of your strategy. So let's say if he is doing day trade all the time with only 2 or 3 stocks throughout the 2 months, then you capture like one of the example, capture that, and then do a screenshot or do a table or whatever. Then this is how you're going to show what were your previous trade. The key is actually lesson learned. As you can see, the weighting is actually higher. Lesson learned is 20%, tactical moves 20%, description of what happened macro 20%, and your current performance, evaluate yourself 20%. So basically it is actually 4 parts, composed of 80%. 10% is your writing skills, 10% is just a list of previous trades. But the remaining 4 parts, what happened in the macros, in the macro. So you can see in March, there's a huge US banking crisis. If you don't mention that, then of course, like you're missing a piece of big chunk. But if your investment strategy is not related to any of the banking sector or any macro, so let's say if you invest in something that is actually fixed or even fixed income related, is also dealing with the banking sector, because the banking sector affect the interest rate decision for Fed, and that is affecting the entire equity market and also the and debt market, because the 81 bond, if you guys still remember, the 81 bond got wiped out, and the entire high yield situation got worse. So there will always be effect to the bond market and also to the equity market. So it is something that you want to mention. Inflation situation, the war situation, whatever. If you focus in the Chinese stock in the US, the Dragon stock, yeah, that's fine. You mentioned that what happened with the 两会那个两会非常大的事件。You can also mention about that. What happened with the real estate market, and then are you going to buy any real estate stock? So that is important. Mention anything about this macro that will be good, and then the current performance you describe to me. What did you gain? What did you lose? Explain and illustrate. And I'm talking about like not all trades, but major trading idea. That is the key. I mean, you're not going to list all the 10,000 trades that you have. No, give me the strategy, the trading strategy, the investment strategy, and answer all those questions. That will be good enough. And then the previous trades is good, and then lesson learned. You at least have give me some lesson learned. You forgot something. You forgot the input trade. You forgot what is market order. You forgot the entire trade totally, or you missed this because of your wrong decision, bad investment strategy, not learning, not anything that you can learn, anything that you missed before. Just write it out. Hopefully you will get some good quality lesson learned. And then for the tactical move, what happened in the next 3 to 6 months? What do you want to do with your portfolio? So let's say you bought a Microsoft. So now the game ends. You bought a Microsoft, and so what happened? Are you going to keep it, or are you going to sell it in the next 3 months, 4 months? Why do you want to do that? Do you want to repeat your strategy? If this is money winning, then of course you're going to repeat that. If it is not money winning, then of course you're going to cut it out. So give me your tactical move, and that will be most likely based on the lesson learned. But if it is not related, that's fine. That is still fine. So answering these 4 parts will pretty much get to the assignment number 2. So I am sure Eva will told you that there will be around 1,000 words and to answer this. And if you really calculate or boil down to like 4 written parts, so if I exclude the previous trait, the 4 written parts, each one will be like 25%. So you can, you know what, you can write me 2,000 words. That is fine. I do not have any limit. The reason I put this 1,000 words is just for the school. The school wants me to put a certain words here. If you write me 3,000 words, I'm not going to discredit you. So I will still give you a full credit if this is a full credit. But if I expect 1,000 words and you write me only 500 words, that will be something, because I don't believe you can actually summarize everything in 500 words for all the 4 points. So this is another thing. I mean, you can write more than 1,000, but try not to write below, let's say 800, because below 800, that means something. That means something. And by the way, try not to do the copy paste from the internet. I know you guys can take up a lot of information because they are running to turn it in. And now the second question is, can you use the artificial intelligence to help you do this? And to be honest with you, I tried that, and the essay I got sucks. It was really bad. No wonder why when they try to use artificial intelligence to answer to write some paper, and you can actually see it. Even anyone can actually see it because it is totally uncorrelated and not to the point. You can try to write using the ChatGPT, but again, I tried that, and even our school dean, actually encourage you to do that. You have the machine to help you write something, but I can guarantee you there will be a lot of points that you need to correct, you need to update, you need to modify. You feel free to do that, and once you modify it, maybe it's good. So I'm not going to force you not going to use artificial intelligence, but remember, they are not the perfect one. And because of the financial market changes, it evolves or constantly. So in this case, you may not get a good paper. So if you want to aim for some good credit, good quality paper, try to use your own words. I think that will be the best. Again, there's no word count limit. Give me 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, that's fine. And there is no penalty. Again, no penalty. So you spread out the word, no penalty. But if you answer less than, let's say less than 800 words, that will have some difficulties for me to give a higher points. So that's the other way, but not the one over. So hopefully you guys are fine. So any other question so far? Or at least I got a good attendance. So you get 1/3 of the class here. So thank you. I know that today is a holiday. So let's see. I don't have any particular question here. Again, I know Eva did a review with you this Tuesday. Am I correct? Did Eva did a review with you? So I heard she told me that. So that's a good thing. And another thing is that next week there will be the last tutorial session, and that tutorial session will be of course that will be important. Eva will not go through this study list with you. this study, whatever that 94. You have to understand that by now because it is just basic accounting, and there are of course some important stuff. So let's say what is a moving average? I give you the moving average even with the example here, and let's say some of them. I'll show you how to let's say this. So what is the formula for how to calculate enterprise value? What is EBITDA? And then what is, let's say, PE ratio, how to calculate that. So I show all this to you. So even for RSI, I show the formula to you. Again, if this is complicated, like even like this, I will give it to you in the quiz. As I said, I won't give you any complicated stuff so you can see. I won't ask you RSI. But you know what? I even give you RSI, how to read it. What is the buy signal? What is the sell signal? What a Bollinger Band? What is the buy signal? What is the sell signal? I gave all this to you. And even with this example, I know this is small, but you can actually blow it up. You can actually blow it up. Can I make it wider and make this wider? Yeah, so something like this. You can make this wider and just to make things clear, what is sell, what is buy. Then you will be able to interpret what is the meaning of all these things like buy sell signal. Right? It should be, again, it should be fairly straightforward. In the lecture, I already explained to you and show you how you what to buy, what to sell, especially like the SMA. When you cross over, then when you cross over so when the current cross over the longer one, the moving average, then you want to sell or you want to buy. So we try to study this, and then it's a Bollinger Band hitting the upper end, sell, lower end, buy, and then sell at the up, buy at the low. So all these things, try to understand what's going on. And again, there are a lot of things that is not included. So all these things is in assignment number 1. Am I going to ask that again? No, I'm not going to do that. So some people ask how many questions are there. I think this should be fair for everyone. So there will be like 3 major questions. One is equity, one is fixed income, and then one is derivative, which is options. So 3 main questions, and the exam is 2 hours, and yeah, it is now close. So I urge you guys should be there at 8:30. Should be there 8:30. So make sure that you have everything ready. At least you're able to walk in. Walked into the classroom, and remember this: it is not like I cannot give you more than 2 hours, but because there are sessions at 11 o'clock, so we have to get out of the classroom at that point. So if you guys can come here early, as long as we hit 60 people, then we can start. So everyone get 2 hours or a little bit more, 5 minutes. I don't, that won't be a problem. I think you guys can finish that within 1.5 hours. If you are more familiar with the materials, I think it is just like finding a puzzle. Within an hour, you can probably finish that. So there will be like 3 major questions: equity, fixed income, and derivatives. And it is actually on April 14th, which is Friday. So Friday we have it will be held during our regular lecture time. So April 14th, 9 o'clock. But again, prepare to at least wait outside, or maybe you can get inside to the lecture room. It is fine. Yeah, just be at school early. You can stay in you can walk into the classroom at 8:30, and then be prepared, and after that, and everything should be good. So this is for the quiz, and for the I think for the assignment 2 should be assignment number 2. Besides the market watch, which you guys did a great job, and I think for the written part should be fairly straightforward. Again, I'm not going to do something like crazy, very harsh. As some of you may know my style, I rather give you guys more points. And as long as you submit something, no one's going to fail. I hate fail. Regarding assignment number 1 should be out already. And then assignment number 2, you're going to submit that afterwards. Quiz will be done, and then there will be I think the last part is the participation, and the participation is 10 points. Yes. For the participation points, it will be most likely the polling questions. So there will be polling questions by Eva and also by myself. And for me, as you know, I always gave you guys I gave you guys a very, very lenient way. I'll give you guys like more than 1 or even 2 days to finish the polling. So the participation itself, the 10 points, pretty much it will be given to you unless and of course I know some of you have missing days, or maybe didn't have the internet connection, and you guys have submit the email to me before, so that I will consider those. I will definitely because I keep count of those emails, especially when you finish the course, and then when you finish the class, and then you say, hey, you didn't see the polling, and you cannot submit the polling, then you can actually give a shout to me, send an email within a few days, and then those will be considered. But again, I mean, think about this. You have 14 lectures, 12 lectures, 12 tutorials, total is 24. Out of that 10 points, how much point are you going to deduct if you missed one or two? It won't be that bad. Of course, if you miss all the times, then that will be a problem. But trust me, sometimes I got some students like who never like answer any polling questions, and maybe only half of it. But you know what? This is a school requirement. I already gave you guys like sufficient ways, like more than sometimes more than 24 hours window. So I hope you guys will. I respect you guys, and I hope you guys will respect me. But for those who missed the pollings, you have already sent me email, so I will definitely look into those emails and give points out of that. But for Eva, I think she may run in another system. I'm not sure how she runs, so you better check with her for her polling part. As I said, it is more important to attend her tutorial session. Not that mine is not important, but mine is more like a practical one. Hers is more like more on the academic side. So this is how we split our duty. So that will be it. Hopefully I have a chance to answer all your questions. Anyone that has any other question regarding the assignment and also the quiz? Again, next week, next Tuesday, I'm not sure it's Tuesday or Wednesday, but next Tuesday, you probably will have the last tutorial session. So make sure you attend the session. I have already told Eva to make sure she covers the sufficient topics. So make sure you attend those. And other than that, I think that will be it. Oh, by the way, I totally forgot. There is actually one last session that will be held on April 21st. April 21st. That will be the last lecture. That will be the last lecture, April 21st. On that lecture, I mean, for those who want to share your investment strategy, so whatever you learn, you want to share, doesn't matter, winning or losing, no shame on that. I told you I lose a big chunk of money in 10 cents in real estate. I've lost a lot of money. Doesn't mean that you always win. But if you are able to share, give, let's say, 1 minute or even less than 1 minute presentation, there will be additional score on top of the participation. So let's say This is actually quite important. We want you guys to get more engaging. But we will talk. I will talk about this on that lecture after the quiz. So if whoever wants to participate, just a 1 minute in-classroom sharing. If you're able to do that, and I'm talking about just one slide. You don't even need to stand up. You don't need to stand up outside the podium, but it is up to you. It is totally up to you. If you're able to do that, there will be upward adjustment for the participation, definitely. So there will be one of few points addition. That is according to Eva as well. So Eva will be able to handle that. So you guys can check that one out. Again, you can just talk about this loud using no PowerPoint. That's fine. Or if there is a PowerPoint, one slide or maximum 2 slides. That will be. I'm not asking you to prepare like huge presentation. You just tell us what did you learn. What is your investment strategy? We want to learn. So let's say for those for the ones making tons of money, I hope he can actually share with us what happened with the system. That will be quite interesting. Anyway, let's see what happens. So this will be the additional credit that you guys can earn if you attend on April 21st and do a quick sharing on that at that time. So that will be it. That's pretty much it. 2 assignments, 1 quiz, and then several ICAs, and then participation. That is the wrap of the course. So any other questions so far? Oh, by the way, just in case you miss some Poland's question, and hey, you want to max out your score or max out anything, feel free to sign up. There will be a sign up list for that investment strategy sharing on April 21st. So for those who just give a shout, you'll get some credit. Not going to be a lot, but hey, at least you get some. And Eva will tell you the details later. All right. Any other questions so far? No, you guys just want to keep silence the whole time. I never heard of the word. Hey, come on, we are out of the Zoom mystery. The bonus in trading week one. Yeah. Well, can you tell me like what the bonus was? I think we can adjust that. Yes. For those who actually start before the official dates, right? Yes, that will be considered. I will ask. I will recalculate everything, and we will provide the special like the bonus for those who trade in week number 1. I know we delayed for a few days, but then no, for those before the official dates, that will be considered. That will be considered. And any other particular question?
Hello William，我
Yeah.
想对，就是我们那个quiz，它的就是不是有3种材料嘛，lecture tutorial 和那个表格。那您这边是建议从哪个材料开始先复习呢？或者这个复习的顺序是怎么样子的？
表格。表格，对，那个表格就是那个 study list，是你现在在那个电脑看到的一个 screen share 那个表格。原因是为什么呢？那我希望你就是这样做，在那个这几天，星期五、星期六、星期天3天，或者是更短的时间，我知道你有其他的科目要读，那先去研究那个 study 那个 column 的。94个那个 items， 当你明白每一个 items 的情况的时候，然后在那个星期2的时候想那个 tutorial Eva 的 tutorial， 那这个就非常好。原因是因为那个 Eva 的 tutorial 可能讲快很多，如果你想赏完那个 tutorial 之后才读那个那个 study list， 就可能变得比较没有效率，所以我建议就是用这个时间，这个星期，在那个想那个 tutorial 之前准备好，那想那个 tutorial 的时候，你就 发现的非常简单非常简单的时候，如果当你发现那个 tutorial 觉得有点简单的时候，我觉得你的那个准备的一个功夫应该就已经非常好了。
OK，
只考这个表格吗？
哦对，你说。
老师，他是只考这个表格吗？就是如果把这个表格复习好，还需要再重新看 lecture 吗？
不用看 lecture 了，我讲过了，不用看 lecture 太多了，lecture 太多了。
OK
你们你们可以跟你们的同学讲，就是直接看一个表，已经够了。我不会有其他在一个表格外面的问题。我这样说，我可以保证没有所有的问题也在这个表格里面找到，尤其是所有答案也是基本上在这个表格找到。
OK，
好，那我们那个 tutorial 的，就之前 week 1到week 10的 tutorial 的题，那个要看吗？还是其实也不用看，只要看这个表格就行了？
tutorial 那当然是需要，尤其是最后的Eva 讲的最后的几个 tutorial 也是非常重要的其实他的 tutorial 跟我的现在的94个那个 item 这个 study list 其实非常有关联的，所以呢你们那个94个是基本上 cover 所有的应该是所有的Eva 应该会 cover 的 materials。可是依法呢，可能用另外一个方法跟你们讲所以呢，如果你明白其中一个，另外一个就也会明白的。
好的，好，
就是
所以even tutorial 就我觉得应该要最后的最起码就是下个星期的肯定是需要关注的现在这个星期二的时候也是刚的哪一个星期二的也是重要的，所以呢这两个tutorial 也是非常重要的。可是如果你发现他在 tutorial 讲的东西，其实在那个93个 items 里面呢也会有讲。所以就是可能我们讲的方法不一样，那个就是比较efficient 多一点，就是跟那个 dictionary 一样，他的讲的方法就可能比较 practical，所以呢就灵活运用的，我觉得是最重要的。
好的。老师就是说这90几个 item，他已经就说完全就是quiz 的所有问题是吗？
肯定是，我会保证，肯定是没，你所有要学的，你在94个 item 已经学完了那当然了，我希望你们就153个就好很多，就是真正的一个投资应该不止153。
我可以在这153个里面找到 quiz 的答案，对吗
我这样说 ，quiz 里面肯定只需要94个。
？OK，好的，谢谢。
94以外的是 for your own good，就是希望你们真的是学到一些东西，不要会读书以学你明白我的意思吗
谢谢老师。
？OK，好。
老师，我想再问一下，那我们其实就是那个确实确定其实不需要看，只需要把 tutorial 的就是之前全部看。那有哪个 topic 的 tutorial 你是额外推荐是最好一定要看的？比如说8、9、10，就是
我觉得越重要了。
就是从第5开始，然后5、6。
我不知道它的5、6是什么长什么，可能你从那个 fixed income 开始，这样说好吧他开始有讲那个 fixed income 的时候去开始读，我觉得之后的，因为 fixed income 之后，他其实一本也没有太多时间跟你们讲一些其他的东西，所以呢 fixed income 之后直接就已经开始讲一个关于那个 quiz 的问题了，所以呢，我觉得 fixed income 跟那个 quiz 两个你可以看看的。
OK，好。然后，那我们考试的话，就是说还是以计算题为主的，就题型的话。
有点计算呢，其实计算方面也是寻找这个你要的答案，在题目里面寻找一个答案，可是在哪里寻找呢？那个就是你的你自己的对那个整个财务报表的认识。比方说，如果我的 我之前刚才给你一个例子嘛，如果你要找那个现金，你肯定不会从那个那个 income statement 去找嘛，你肯定不会从那个 cash flow statement 去找，现金肯定是要从那个balance sheet 去找，所以呢，我可能给你一个 balance sheet，你要到哪里去找那个 cash 那个 item 呢？那为什么要找那个 cash item？到那个看到那个 quiz 你就知道了，其实应该是挺简单，原因是因为我的 formula 也会给你，所以呢，你基本上就是就是考验呢，是不是考验那个你懂不懂，是考验你知不知道在哪里去找所以那个是我觉得是应该是挺重要的。那个如何去找那些 number 出来，比那个是用哪一个 formula 去做，我觉得更重要。formula 你在 internet 上面已经可以找到了，是吧？可是你在外面做工作的时候，很多时候你是不知道在哪里去找，可是你知道的 formula 没有用嘛。
嗯嗯，好的。然后我想再问一下，我们这次考试有那种什么，叫什么解答，就是需要我们用一些文字去解答这种题目有吗？
有，short short answer 也是20个字里面已经可以回答那些问题。基本上呢，如果你发现你回答的时候超过30个英文字，不是英文字母是英文字你就发现你肯定是写太多了非常非常短的，有些时候可能4、5个字已经可以回答。也是有些时候你觉得，哎，我可不可以用那个 bullet point 来回答？对，你可以用我没有限制的。其实我给你一个 paper 下面呢，你在那个 paper 下面回答所有的问题，基本上那个空间有限，所以我也不希望你们要花很多很多时间去回答。所以呢，计算部分也不多写文字的部分也不多。基本上就考的时候，很多时候是你的真正的对那个产品或者是那个资产你认识有多少那个也是从那个非常简单的 table 去入手，table 下面已经给你所有答案了，你就是在 table 下面哪一个行去 copy 过来，那个就是基本上就是这样问。所以我觉得一个不是一个问题。
OK，好。然后那个说的 item 的话，其实也不用跟语法什么相关的，只要写一些关键字、关键单词过去就可以了。
对，我不管语法，那个 ChatGPT 可以帮你做了，所以我不说，反而就是哎，你回答的时候bullet point 是重要的。
OK，好的好的。OK 好。那如果说这门课，因为我们已经在复习了嘛，那这门课的话，您就是还有什么比较就是建议的，比如说需要我们留心的一些点，或者怎么样的一些小建议嘛，额外的小建议关于我们这次 quiz 的。
啊94个那个 study， 你好好去研究一下。老实说94个这个 list 上面，我觉得你们已经懂了差不多60%到70%，可能有30%你可能真的不太懂。原因是因为之前的60%70%是之前你在280或者是在读会计的时候，初级的会计的时候accounting 已经读过了，所以那些是非常非常简单。有些时候有些呢就是关于可能另外的20%可能就在之前的课堂，在那个 ICA 1, 2, 3已经问过了。所以呢，你对那些应该有点认识，所以最后的10%可能我就只 cover 一点点没有非常非常详细去 cover。可是我的一个 definition 的 details 里面呢，已经跟你们解析了，所以应该不会有错。所以呢，你最好就是 study 一个94个 item，最好就是在那个星期二之前呢，就真的是研究。然后就是到那个星期二当天呢，就想那个 Eva 的课堂的时候呢，应该就听 Eva 说的时候就非常非常畅顺，就是非常 smooth。 那个时候如果你觉得哎 Eva 讲的就好像不难，如果你觉得他说的不难呢，恭喜你了，你基本上就已经可以对那个 quiz 已经准备好了。那如果 Eva 你觉得他讲的太快了，他都不太明白了，那就等于你在那个读那个94个 items 的时候，还有一些不明白的地方。所以呢，他的 materials 跟我的 materials 差不多是相关的，非常非常相关的。我们两个可能用不同的方法跟你去跟你去解释那个你可以自己看怎么去读那个 study list， 因为我给你一个 category， 也有 subcategory， 所以你可以自己去做一个 sorting 哪一个比较重要，哪一个subject 你是category 是熟一点，哪一个不熟，然后就是从那个 term definition 里面definition 我也不希望你们去每一个字去背出来，那个不是原意，你是要明白的，就那个是最重要的。
OK，好，我没有问题了。然后这份 record 就是我们今天这个录屏，您到时候会发出来吗？还是怎么样？
那个 video
对对对，
你们想我发出来吗？
哦，
OK，没问题，我就发出来，我就发一个 link 出来。
好的好的好，谢谢威廉，谢谢。
OK，没问题。好，最后有一个同学问我会不会假期
威廉，我还有一个问题，
哎
就是之前课上有提到，就是我们 quiz 当天会有一个 formula，就是你们准备的嘛，
对
然后那个样式是您之后会上传在这个这个表格里吗？还是说只有当天来看？
不会，当天会发给你们，当天会发给你们，然后就是当天也会收回一些formula sheet，原因是因为你想一下，如果真的是有 formula sheet 留在外面呢学校就可能 cancel 整个 quiz 的这个情况，可能就觉得太容易了，那个就不太好了。
好的好的。
我告诉你，如果没有这个 formula sheet，那个可能个长度就可能好很多。如果包含这个看 formula sheet，他们就觉得哎那个是太便宜了所以呢那个就我会收回来。所以呢你们不会有这个你们现在不会有 formula sheet，所以现在我真的可以给你的就是93个 items， 94个 items 到最后了你们下个星期看的。就可能只看到15到20个 items 一个 page 就是这样的，就是从15到20个 items 也是从那个94个 items 出来的。所以如果你真的是有能力去每一个 items 也 memorize 当然你不需要 formula sheet 那如果你觉得有些可能就不知道哪一个，我可以告诉你最难的一个formula 我肯定会给你所以你就不要所以不要担心。
OK OK，那暂时没有问题了，谢谢。
好，OK，好，那有另外一个同学想问一下我的 fourth year，你们第4年的时候我会叫什么课堂了？那应该是没有，可能328了。有些同学可能328会见到我。328是个 entrepreneurship，也不是 finance。另外就是我在那个暑假就这个summer，我会教那个389是 international market，international financial market，international financial market。你们也可以参考一下，那个是很快的一个小班其实也挺容易的。anyway，那个那个是 FIN B389F 在那个 summer 想的课堂，所以呢你就看看你有没有时间，就是我讲的一个 international financial market，那个就是我现在会教的一课。下一年的第4年呢就基本上就不会有了，第4年就不会有了。Master level 就会教，就是这样。好，那如果没有问题的就 有人问就是有没有someone asked if there is any practice questions. Unfortunately, there's no practice questions. So it is go as we go as things go, which means that the format itself is very like the ICA 123. So you have already practiced 3 times. The only difference is the difficult level and also the question asked. So that will be a little bit different. Well, not a little bit, but it will be a huge difference. So if you guys think ICA 123 is too hard, then I can guarantee you that this time it will be much easier. So that ICA is actually the way I test you guys to assess your level, and I'll try to make easier for the quiz, or at least more clear for the quiz. So unfortunately, there is no practice question, but you kind of you know my form, my way, our style. It is a lot of them is actually not evolving any calculation. So if I ask, do I ask you any bond price calculation? No, I'm not even asking you how to calculate bond price. I may ask you what are the elements in the calculating of bond price, but never ever ask you how to calculate a bond price. So you can imagine something like that. But even if I ask you to do something like that, I will give you a formula. I'll give you everything you need if I have to. But so no worry. You don't need to think too hard for that. All right. That's good. All right, guys. Well, good luck to you. Hopefully you have a wonderful Easter study. And I will see you next week. If there's any questions, feel free to send me email. All right. Have a good one. Let me stop sharing for now. See all your cartoons. All right. Have a good one. See you. Bye.
Bye bye.